Welcome back. CISM Domain 3 is about one thing: moving from the server room to the boardroom. It is about managing a security program that aligns with business strategy. Security is not a cost center. It is a business enabler. A program that does not enable the business to achieve its objectives has failed. In this video, we will cover strategy, risk valuation, enterprise architecture, security controls, PKI, DevSecOps, the cloud shared responsibility model, awareness versus training, vendor risk, BCDR metrics, and KRIs. Here is how this works. For each concept, I will explain it, give you questions, then share traps and tips. Pause, think, then come back. Let us get started. Let me clarify a distinction that many security professionals get wrong. Strategy, projects, and programs. They are not the same. Understanding the difference is essential for the CISM exam and for effective security program management. Let me define each one clearly. Strategy is the destination and the route. It is the long-term vision. It answers the question, where are we going and why? Strategy is set by leadership. It defines the business objectives and the risk appetite. It is the what and the why. A project has a distinct beginning, middle, and end. It is a temporary effort to create a unique product or service. For example, implementing a new firewall, rolling out MFA, or migrating to the cloud. Projects are finite. They have a start date and an end date. A program is the ongoing collection of people, processes, and technology. It is the engine that executes the strategy. Programs are continuous. They manage multiple projects, resources, and operations. The security program is not a project. It is the ongoing capability that protects the organization. Here is the core concept. Security is not a cost center. It is the execution engine for your strategy. If security does not enable the business to reach its destination safely, it has failed. Security exists to accelerate business objectives, not to block them. From a business perspective, this means you must align your security program with the business strategy. You must understand the business objectives. You must speak the language of the board. You must show how security enables the business to move forward. Now, let me ask you a question. A company implements a new CIEM system over 6 months. The implementation has a defined start and end date. What is this? A. Strategy. B. Project. C. Program. D. Policy. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Project. The CIEM implementation has a defined beginning and end. Strategy is the long-term vision. Program is the ongoing collection of people, processes, and technology. Policy is a document. Option A is incorrect because strategy is the long-term vision. Option C is incorrect because a program is ongoing. Option D is incorrect because a policy is a document. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me ask you another question. A security program includes risk management, incident response, and continuous monitoring. It manages multiple projects and evolves over time. What is this? A. Strategy. B. Project. C. Program. D. Task. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Program. A program is the ongoing collection of people, processes, and technology. Strategy is the long-term vision. A project has a defined end. A task is a single activity. Option A is incorrect because strategy is the vision. Option B is incorrect because a project is temporary. Option D is incorrect because a task is a single activity. So the correct answer is C. Now a third question. A company sets a goal to become the most secure financial services provider in its region. This goal guides all security investments and priorities. What is this? A. Strategy. B. Project. C. Program. D. Procedure. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is A. Strategy. Strategy is the long-term vision and direction. A project has a defined end. A program is ongoing. A procedure is a step-by-step instruction. Option B is incorrect because a project is temporary. Option C is incorrect because a program is the execution engine. Option D is incorrect because a procedure is an instruction. So the correct answer is A. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company has a security program that includes a project to deploy MFA, a project to implement a CIEM, and a project to conduct a penetration test. The program manager ensures all projects align with the business strategy. What is the program manager's primary role? A. To complete each project on time. B. To align the program with the business strategy and ensure it delivers value. C. To execute the projects. D. To write policies. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. To align the program with the business strategy and ensure it delivers value. The program manager ensures the program supports the strategy. Option A is the project manager's role. Option C is the project team's role. Option D is not the primary role. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, confusing projects with programs. Projects are temporary. Programs are ongoing. They are not the same. Second, treating the security program as a cost center. Security is an enabler of business strategy. If it does not enable the business, it has failed. Third, forgetting that strategy drives everything. Projects and programs must align with strategy. If they do not, they waste resources. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, memorize the distinction: strategy, vision, project, temporary, program, ongoing. Second, on the exam, if you see a defined start and end, think project. If you see ongoing operations, think program. If you see long-term direction, think strategy. Third, always align your security program with business strategy. Show the board how security enables the business to move forward. Let me talk about something that many security professionals struggle with. Putting a dollar value on risk. You cannot protect what you cannot value. And you cannot justify a budget without speaking the language of the CFO. That language is money. Let me define 2 key concepts. Asset value is dictated by sensitivity and criticality. Sensitivity is about confidentiality. How damaging would it be if this information was exposed? Criticality is about availability. How essential is this asset to business operations? An asset can be highly sensitive but not critical. Or highly critical but not sensitive. You must assess both. Annualized loss expectancy, or ALE, is the financial language CFOs understand. ALE is the expected annual loss from a risk. It is calculated as single loss expectancy times annualized rate of occurrence. But the real power of ALE is in the comparison. It helps you decide whether to spend money on a control or accept the risk. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine your company has 500 laptops. Each laptop is worth $2,000. Historically, you lose 50 laptops per year due to theft. The SLE is $2,000. The ARO is 50. The ALE is $2,000 times 50 equals $100,000. That is your expected annual loss from laptop theft. Now, you are considering a new tracking and encryption solution. It costs $30,000 per year and is expected to reduce laptop theft by 80%. The new ALE would be $100,000 times 0.2 equals $20,000. The reduction in ALE is $80,000. The control costs $30,000. The net benefit is $50,000. That is a good investment. Now, let me give you a stark comparison. A stolen laptop costs you $2,000 in hardware replacement. That is tangible. Easy to measure. But the data on that laptop? If it contains customer information, trade secrets, or intellectual property, the cost of a breach can be $35 million in fines, lawsuits, and market loss. That is intangible. Harder to measure, but much more significant. The intangible cost is what keeps executives awake at night. It is also what you need to communicate to the board. You cannot protect what you cannot value. And if you only look at tangible costs, you will underinvest in security. From a business perspective, this means you must quantify risk in financial terms. Use ALE to show the board what they are losing today. Use the gap between inherent and residual risk to show the value of your controls. Now, let me ask you a question. A company has a database with customer credit card information. The database is highly sensitive but not critical for daily operations. How should the asset be valued? A. High sensitivity, high criticality. B. High sensitivity, low criticality. C. Low sensitivity, high criticality. D. Low sensitivity, low criticality. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. High sensitivity, low criticality. The data is sensitive because it contains credit card information. But it is not critical for daily operations. Option A is incorrect because criticality is low. Option C is incorrect because sensitivity is high. Option D is incorrect because sensitivity is high. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me ask you another question. A company's public website goes down. The website is not sensitive, but it is essential for customer orders. How should the asset be valued? A. High sensitivity, high criticality. B. High sensitivity, low criticality. C. Low sensitivity, high criticality. D. Low sensitivity, low criticality. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Low sensitivity, high criticality. The website is public, so sensitivity is low. But it is essential for customer orders, so criticality is high. Option A is incorrect because sensitivity is low. Option B is incorrect because criticality is high. Option D is incorrect because criticality is high. So the correct answer is C. Now a third question. A company calculates that the ALE for a data breach is $5 million. The cost of a control is $500,000 per year and reduces the ALE by 80%. What is the net benefit of the control? A. $500,000. B. $3.5 million. C. $4 million. D. $5 million. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. $3.5 million. The reduction in ALE is $5 million times 0.8 equals $4 million. The control costs $500,000. Net benefit equals $4 million to $500,000 equals $3.5 million. Option A is the cost of the control. Option C is the reduction in ALE. Option D is the original ALE. So the correct answer is B. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company has two assets. Asset A is a customer database with a potential breach cost of $10 million. Asset B is a public marketing website with a potential breach cost of $50,000. The company has a limited budget. Which asset should receive more security investment? A. Asset A because the potential loss is higher. B. Asset B because it is public. C. Both equally. D. Neither. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is asset A because the potential loss is higher. Asset A has a much higher potential loss. The investment should prioritize the asset with the highest potential loss. Option B is incorrect because being public does not mean higher risk. Option C is incorrect because the assets have different risk profiles. Option D is incorrect because both assets need some protection. So the correct answer is A. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, focusing only on tangible costs. The cost of a stolen laptop is small. The cost of the data on that laptop is enormous. Look at the intangible costs. Second, confusing sensitivity with criticality. Sensitivity is about confidentiality. Criticality is about availability. They are different. Third, forgetting that ALE is a decision-making tool. It helps you decide whether to spend money on a control. Use it to justify your budget. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, assess both sensitivity and criticality for each asset. Know what you are protecting and why. Second, use ALE to quantify risk in financial terms. Speak the language of the CFO. Third, prioritize investments based on potential loss. Protect the assets that matter most. Let me introduce you to the frameworks that help you build a security architecture aligned with business strategy. There are 3 main frameworks: Zachman, TOGAF, and SABSA. Each serves a different purpose. You need to understand all 3 for the CISM exam. Let me define each one. Zachman framework, the foundation. Think of Zachman as the periodic table of architecture. It is a structured 6x6 matrix. The rows answer 6 questions: who, what, where, when, why, and how. The columns represent different perspectives: planner, owner, designer, builder, subcontractor, and user. Zachman is about classification and structure. It helps you understand the components of your enterprise architecture and how they relate to each other. TOGAF, the evolving scaffolding. TOGAF stands for the Open Group Architecture Framework. It is a process-oriented framework. The core is the Architecture Development Method, or ADM. ADM is a continuous cycle that compares the as-is state to the to-be state. It guides you through the steps of developing and maintaining an architecture. TOGAF is about evolution. It helps you move from where you are to where you need to be. SABSA, the core pillars. SABSA stands for Sherwood Applied Business Security Architecture. It is a top-down framework that links technical components directly back to business attributes. SABSA starts with business requirements and derives security requirements from them. Every technical control is justified by a business need. SABSA is about alignment. It ensures that security supports the business. Here is the key insight. Zachman gives you structure. TOGAF gives you process. SABSA gives you alignment. You do not choose one. You use all 3 at different times. From a business perspective, enterprise architecture frameworks are not just technical tools. They are communication tools. They help you translate business requirements into security controls. They help you show the board how security supports the business. Now, let me ask you a question. A security architect uses a 6x6 matrix to classify the components of the enterprise architecture. Which framework is being used? A. TOGAF. B. SABSA. C. Zachman. D. COBIT. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Zachman. Zachman is the 6x6 matrix framework. TOGAF is process-oriented. SABSA is business-aligned. COBIT is a governance framework. Option A is incorrect because TOGAF is process-oriented. Option B is incorrect because SABSA is business-aligned. Option D is incorrect because COBIT is governance. So the correct answer is C. Now, let me ask you another question. A company uses the architecture development method to evolve its enterprise architecture from as-is to be. Which framework is being used? A. Zachman. B. TOGAF. C. SABSA. D. ITL. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. TOGAF. TOGAF uses the architecture development method. Zachman is a matrix. SABSA is business aligned. ITL is service management. Option A is incorrect because Zachman is a matrix. Option C is incorrect because SABSA is business aligned. Option D is incorrect because ITL is service management. So the correct answer is B. Now a third question. A security architect starts with business requirements and derives security requirements from them. Every control is justified by a business need. Which framework is being used? A. Zachman. B. TOGAF. C. SABSA. D. ISO 27001. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. SABSA. SABSA is top-down and business-aligned. Zachman is a matrix. TOGAF is process-oriented. ISO 27001 is a standard. Option A is incorrect because Zachman is a matrix. Option B is incorrect because TOGAF is process-oriented. Option D is incorrect because ISO 27001 is a standard. So the correct answer is C. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company uses Zachman to classify its architecture, TOGAF to evolve it, and SABSA to align it with business objectives. What is the primary benefit of using all three frameworks? A. They replace the need for security controls. B. They provide a comprehensive approach, structure, process, and alignment. C. They eliminate the need for risk management. D. They reduce the cost of security. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. They provide a comprehensive approach, structure, process, and alignment. Zachman gives structure. TOGAF gives process. SABSA gives alignment. Option A is incorrect because frameworks do not replace controls. Option C is incorrect because risk management is still needed. Option D is incorrect because they do not reduce cost directly. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, thinking that frameworks are interchangeable. They are not. Each serves a different purpose. Know which one to use when. Second, treating frameworks as a checklist. Frameworks are guides, not checklists. They help you think, not just check boxes. Third, forgetting that frameworks are communication tools. They help you translate business requirements into security controls. Use them to speak the language of the business. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, memorize the 3 frameworks: Zachman, structure; TOGAF, process; SABSA, alignment. Second, on the exam, if you see a 6x6 matrix, think Zachman. If you see as-is to be, think TOGAF. If you see business alignment, think SABSA. Third, use all 3 frameworks together. Structure, process, and alignment are all essential. Let me talk about a tension that every security leader faces. Friction versus security. You want to protect the organization. But if you make it too hard for people to do their jobs, they will find ways around your controls. The goal is never zero risk. The goal is reducing risk to an acceptable level while introducing the minimum amount of operational friction. Let me define the 2 extremes. Fail open/usability. This means the system defaults to allowing access when something goes wrong. For example, if a biometric scanner fails, the door opens. This prioritizes usability. People can get their work done. But it also creates a security gap. Attackers can exploit the failure. Fail secure/security. This means the system defaults to denying access when something goes wrong. For example, if a biometric scanner fails, the door stays locked. This prioritizes security. But it can also block legitimate users. If the system fails at the wrong time, the business stops. The sweet spot is between these two extremes. It is the point where you have reduced risk to an acceptable level without creating unnecessary friction. It is not a fixed point. It moves depending on the context, the asset, and the threat. Let me give you an example. For a public-facing website, you might prioritize availability. You fail open to keep the site running. For a database with customer credit card information, you prioritize security. You fail secure to protect the data. From a business perspective, this means you must understand the business context. You cannot apply the same security posture to every asset. You must balance risk and usability based on the value of the asset and the needs of the business. Now, let me ask you a question. A company configures its authentication system to deny access if the system cannot contact the authentication server. What is this called? A. Fail open. B. Fail secure. C. Fail safe. D. Fail soft. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Fail secure. The system defaults to denying access when something goes wrong. Fail open would default to allowing access. Fail safe and fail soft are not standard terms in this context. Option A is incorrect because fail open would allow access. Option C is incorrect because fail safe is not standard. Option D is incorrect because fail soft is not standard. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me ask you another question. A company configures its website to continue serving pages even if the database is slow to respond. What is this called? A. Fail open. B. Fail secure. C. Fail safe. D. Fail close. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is A. Fail open. The system defaults to allowing access when something goes wrong. Fail secure would deny access. Fail safe and fail close are not standard terms. Option B is incorrect because fail secure would deny access. Option C is incorrect because fail safe is not standard. Option D is incorrect because fail close is not standard. So the correct answer is A. Now a third question. A company is implementing a new authentication system. The system must balance security and usability. Which approach is most appropriate? A. Fail open for all systems. B. Fail secure for all systems. C. Fail open for low-risk systems, fail secure for high-risk systems. D. Neither. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Fail open for low-risk systems, fail secure for high-risk systems. The appropriate approach depends on the risk level of the asset. Option A is incorrect because fail open for all systems would be insecure. Option B is incorrect because fail secure for all systems would create too much friction. Option D is incorrect because some approach is needed. So the correct answer is C. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company has a customer portal that handles both public information and sensitive payment data. The company wants to balance security and usability. Which approach is most appropriate? A. Fail open for all functions. B. Fail secure for all functions. C. Fail open for public information, fail secure for payment data. D. Fail secure for public information, fail open for payment data. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Fail open for public information, fail secure for payment data. The appropriate approach depends on the sensitivity of the data. Public information can fail open. Payment data must fail secure. Option A is incorrect because it would be insecure. Option B is incorrect because it would create too much friction. Option D is incorrect because it reverses the priorities. So the correct answer is C. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, assuming that more security is always better. More security creates more friction. Friction leads to workarounds. Workarounds create new risks. Second, forgetting that the sweet spot is not fixed. It depends on the context, the asset, and the threat. Reassess regularly. Third, ignoring the business impact of friction. If users cannot do their jobs, the business suffers. Balance security and usability. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, assess the risk level of each asset. Use sensitivity and criticality to determine the appropriate security posture. Second, engage with business users. Understand their workflows and pain points. Reduce friction where possible. Third, monitor the impact of your controls. If users are finding workarounds, you have too much friction. Let me walk you through the control matrix. This is a framework that helps you categorize security controls across 2 dimensions, implementation type and functional category. Understanding this matrix is essential for building a comprehensive security program. Let me define each dimension. Implementation types. There are 3 implementation types. First, physical controls. These are tangible, real-world barriers. Examples include security guards, fences, locks, CCTV cameras, and man-traps. Physical controls prevent physical access to facilities and equipment. Second, technical controls. These are also called logical controls. They are hardware and software mechanisms that protect digital assets. Examples include firewalls, encryption, multi-factor authentication, and intrusion detection systems. Third, administrative controls. These are the rules and policies that govern behavior. Examples include security policies, hiring practices, training programs, and incident response plans. Administrative controls shape how people act. Functional categories. There are 3 functional categories. First, preventive controls stop an incident from happening in the first place. Examples include firewalls, technical, locks, physical, and policies, administrative. Second, detective controls identify that an incident is happening or has already happened. Examples include intrusion detection systems, technical, CCTV cameras, physical, and security audits, administrative. Third, corrective controls fix the damage after an incident. Examples include backups, technical, fire suppression, physical, and incident response plans, administrative. Here is a critical insight. Technical controls implement administrative intent. A firewall is a technical control. But it is configured based on a policy. That policy is an administrative control. Without a policy, a firewall is just a dumb box. It does not know what to allow or block. The administrative control provides the direction. The technical control executes it. From a business perspective, this means you cannot rely on technical controls alone. You must have strong administrative controls to guide them. And you must have physical controls to protect the infrastructure. Now, let me ask you a question. A company implements a policy requiring all employees to complete annual security awareness training. What type of control is this? A. Technical, preventive. B. Physical, preventive. C. Administrative, preventive. D. Administrative, detective. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Administrative, preventive. The policy is administrative. It is preventive because it aims to stop incidents before they happen. Option A is incorrect because it is not technical. Option B is incorrect because it is not physical. Option D is incorrect because it is not detective. So the correct answer is C. Now, let me ask you another question. A company installs biometric fingerprint scanners at all data center entrances. What type of control is this? A. Technical, preventive. B. Physical, preventive. C. Administrative, preventive. D. Physical, detective. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Physical, preventive. Biometric scanners are physical because they control physical access. They are preventive because they stop unauthorized access before it happens. Option A is partially correct but physical is more precise. Option C is incorrect because it is not administrative. Option D is incorrect because it is preventive, not detective. So the correct answer is B. Now a third question. A company deploys an intrusion detection system to monitor network traffic for suspicious activity. What type of control is this? A. Technical, preventive. B. Technical, detective. C. Physical, detective. D. Administrative, preventive. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Technical, detective. It is technical because it is a software/hardware mechanism. It is detective because it identifies suspicious activity. Option A is incorrect because it is not preventive. Option C is incorrect because it is not physical. Option D is incorrect because it is not administrative. So the correct answer is B. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company has a firewall, technical, preventive, a security policy, administrative, preventive, and security cameras, physical, detective. The company does not have an incident response plan. What type of control is missing? A. Technical, corrective. B. Administrative, corrective. C. Physical, corrective. D. Technical, detective. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Administrative, corrective. The incident response plan is an administrative control. It is corrective because it guides recovery after an incident. Option A is incorrect because the missing control is administrative. Option C is incorrect because it is not physical. Option D is incorrect because detective controls are already present. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, thinking that technical controls are enough. Technical controls execute policies. Without administrative controls, they are directionless. Second, confusing implementation type with functional category. Physical, technical, and administrative are implementation types. Preventive, detective, and corrective are functional categories. They are different dimensions. Third, forgetting that controls must be layered. One control is never enough. You need preventive, detective, and corrective controls across all 3 implementation types. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, map your controls across the matrix. Identify gaps. If you are missing a category, invest there. Second, ensure your administrative controls are strong. They provide the direction for technical and physical controls. Third, use the matrix as a communication tool. Show the board how you are protecting the organization across all dimensions. Let me walk you through the 5 functional types of controls. You need to know each one and when to apply them. The CISM exam will test your ability to distinguish between them. Let me define each one clearly. Deterrent controls. These operate before an attack. They are psychological. They discourage the attacker from attempting the attack in the first place. Examples include warning signs, visible security cameras, and login banners that say, "Unauthorized access is prohibited." Deterrent controls do not stop an attack. They make the attacker think twice. Preventive controls. These operate at the point of impact. They inhibit the violation. They block the attack from succeeding. Examples include firewalls, locks, and access controls. Preventive controls are your first line of defense. They stop the attack before it causes damage. Detective controls. These operate during the breach. They discover the violation. They alert you that an attack is happening or has happened. Examples include intrusion detection systems, security cameras, and log monitoring. Detective controls do not stop the attack. They tell you about it. Corrective controls. These operate after the breach. They restore the system. They fix the damage and return the system to normal operations. Examples include backups, disaster recovery plans, and incident response plans. Corrective controls are your recovery mechanism. Compensating controls. These are the Plan B. They are alternative controls that you use when the primary control is not feasible. For example, if you cannot implement a technical control due to legacy system limitations, you might implement a manual review process as a compensating control. Compensating controls must provide equivalent protection and be approved by an auditor. Here is the key insight. Controls work together. You cannot rely on one type. You need deterrent, preventive, detective, corrective, and compensating controls working together. From a business perspective, this means you must invest across all 5 types. Do not focus only on preventive controls. You cannot prevent everything. You need detection to find the attacks that get through. And you need correction to recover when an attack succeeds. Now, let me ask you a question. A company installs a warning sign that says, "Trespassers will be prosecuted." What type of control is this? A. Preventive. B. Detective. C. Deterrent. D. Corrective. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Deterrent. The sign discourages the attacker. It does not stop the attack. It does not detect the attack. It does not fix the damage. Option A is incorrect because it does not block the attack. Option B is incorrect because it does not detect. Option D is incorrect because it does not fix. So the correct answer is C. Now, let me ask you another question. A company restores data from backups after a ransomware attack. What type of control is this? A. Preventive. B. Detective. C. Deterrent. D. Corrective. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is D. Corrective. Restoring from backups fixes the damage. Preventive would have stopped the attack. Detective would have alerted. Deterrent would have discouraged. Option A is incorrect because the attack already happened. Option B is incorrect because it is not detecting. Option C is incorrect because it is not discouraging. So the correct answer is D. Now a third question. A company cannot implement multi-factor authentication for a legacy application. Instead, they implement a manual review process for all access requests. What type of control is this? A. Preventive. B. Detective. C. Compensating. D. Corrective. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Compensating. The manual review process is an alternative control because MFA was not feasible. Preventive would block the attack. Detective would discover it. Corrective would fix it. Option A is incorrect because it is not blocking. Option B is incorrect because it is not detecting. Option D is incorrect because it is not fixing. So the correct answer is C. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company has a firewall, preventive, an intrusion detection system, detective, and an incident response plan, corrective. They also have visible security cameras, deterrent. What type of control is missing? A. Compensating. B. Preventive. C. Detective. D. Corrective. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is A. Compensating. The company has deterrent, preventive, detective, and corrective controls. They are missing compensating controls. Option B is incorrect because they already have preventive. Option C is incorrect because they already have detective. Option D is incorrect because they already have corrective. So the correct answer is A. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, confusing deterrent with preventive. Deterrent discourages. Preventive blocks. They are not the same. Second, thinking that detective controls are less important. You cannot prevent everything. Detection is essential for finding the attacks that get through. Third, forgetting that compensating controls must be approved. You cannot just implement an alternative control without documenting it and getting it approved. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, memorize the 5 types: deterrent, before attack; preventive, point of impact; detective, during breach; corrective, post-breach; compensating, plan B. Second, on the exam, if you see a warning sign, think deterrent. If you see a firewall, think preventive. If you see an alert, think detective. If you see a backup, think corrective. If you see an alternative control, think compensating. Third, layer your controls. Use deterrent, preventive, detective, corrective, and compensating controls together. Let me talk about a concept that is foundational to digital trust. Public Key Infrastructure, or PKI. PKI is the system that manages digital certificates and enables secure communication. It is built on a hierarchy of trust. You need to understand this hierarchy for the CISM exam and for real-world security architecture. Let me define the 3 levels of the PKI hierarchy. Root CA, the ultimate source of trust. The root certificate authority is the foundation of the entire PKI. It is the highest level of authority. It issues its own self-signed certificate. The root CA is always kept offline. It is never connected to the network. It is stored in a highly secure location, often in a safe or a vault. Why? Because if the root CA is compromised, the entire chain of trust is broken. Every certificate issued by the root CA becomes untrustworthy. Subordinate CA, the policy buffer. The subordinate CA sits between the root CA and the issuing CA. It receives its certificate from the root CA. It acts as a buffer. It allows you to issue certificates without touching the root CA. If a subordinate CA is compromised, you can revoke it and issue a new one. The root CA remains secure. The subordinate CA is also known as an intermediate CA, issuing CA, the online workhorse. The issuing CA is the workhorse of the PKI. It is online and constantly authenticating clients. It issues certificates to end users, devices, and servers. The issuing CA can be revoked and rebuilt without touching the root CA. This is a critical design feature. If the issuing CA is compromised, you can revoke it and create a new one. The root CA stays offline and secure. Here is the key insight. The PKI hierarchy is designed to protect the root CA. The root CA is the ultimate source of trust. It must be protected at all costs. The subordinate CA and issuing CA are the operational layers. They can be replaced if compromised. From a business perspective, this means you must protect the root CA. It should be offline. It should be in a secure location. It should be accessed only by authorized personnel. And you should have a disaster recovery plan for the root CA. Now, let me ask you a question. A company keeps its root CA offline in a secure vault. What is the primary reason for this? A. To reduce cost. B. To protect the ultimate source of trust from compromise. C. To make it faster. D. to simplify management. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B, to protect the ultimate source of trust from compromise. The root CA is the foundation of trust. If it is compromised, the entire chain breaks. Option A is incorrect because cost is not the primary reason. Option C is incorrect because offline does not make it faster. Option D is incorrect because management is not the primary reason. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me ask you another question. A company issues digital certificates to employees and servers. Which CA in the PKI hierarchy is responsible for this? A. Root CA. B. Subordinate CA. C. Issuing CA. D. Registration authority. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Issuing CA. The issuing CA is the online workhorse that issues certificates to end users and devices. The root CA is offline. The subordinate CA is a buffer. The registration authority is not part of the CA hierarchy. Option A is incorrect because the root CA is offline. Option B is incorrect because the subordinate CA is a buffer. Option D is incorrect because the registration authority is not a CA. So the correct answer is C. Now a third question. A company discovers that its subordinate CA has been compromised. What should the company do? A. Revoke the subordinate CA and issue a new one. B. Revoke the root CA. C. Ignore the compromise. D. Continue using the subordinate CA, pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is A. Revoke the subordinate CA and issue a new one. The subordinate CA can be replaced without touching the root CA. The root CA remains secure. Option B is incorrect because revoking the root CA would break the entire chain. Option C is incorrect because ignoring the compromise is not acceptable. Option D is incorrect because continuing to use a compromised CA is dangerous. So the correct answer is A. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company has a root CA that has been offline for years. The company needs to issue a new certificate. What is the best practice? A. Bring the root CA online to issue the certificate. B. Use a subordinate CA to issue the certificate. C. Use the root CA to issue the certificate directly. D. Create a new root CA, pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Use a subordinate CA to issue the certificate. The subordinate CA is the operational layer. It can issue certificates without exposing the root CA. Option A is incorrect because bringing the root CA online increases risk. Option C is incorrect because the root CA should not issue certificates directly. Option D is incorrect because creating a new root CA is unnecessary. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, keeping the root CA online. The root CA should be offline. It is the ultimate source of trust. Protect it. Second, forgetting that the subordinate CA can be replaced. If a subordinate CA is compromised, you can revoke it and issue a new one. You do not need to revoke the root CA. Third, ignoring the need for a disaster recovery plan for the root CA. If the root CA is lost, the entire PKI is broken. Have a plan. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, memorize the hierarchy: root CA, offline, ultimate trust, subordinate CA, buffer, issuing CA, online workhorse. Second, on the exam, if you see a question about protecting the root CA, the answer is always to keep it offline. Third, ensure your PKI hierarchy is designed with security in mind. Protect the root CA, use subordinate and issuing CAs for operations. Let me talk about a fundamental shift in how we build secure software. The traditional approach to security is broken. It is slow, expensive, and creates friction. The new approach is shifting left. It is about integrating security early into the development lifecycle. This is the DevSecOps revolution. Let me contrast the two approaches. The waterfall model, security at the end. In the traditional waterfall model, security is bolted on at the end. Development teams build the software. They test it. They deploy it. Then security comes in and runs a penetration test. They find vulnerabilities. The team goes back and fixes them. This process is expensive, slow, and resented. Security is seen as a blocker. It is the department of no. DevSecOps, shifting left. In the DevSecOps model, security is integrated early into the CI/CD pipeline. It is not an afterthought. It is part of every stage. Developers write code. Security tests run automatically on every commit. Vulnerabilities are found early, when they are cheap to fix. Security becomes a partner, not a blocker. It is automated, aligned with developers, and continuous. Here is the key insight. Shifting left is not just about tools. It is about culture. It is about integrating security into the development process. It is about making security a shared responsibility. From a business perspective, shifting left saves money. Catching a vulnerability in design costs a fraction of catching it in production. It also speeds up delivery. When security is integrated, it does not delay releases. It enables them. Now, let me ask you a question. A development team builds software for 6 months. At the end, security runs a penetration test and finds multiple vulnerabilities. The team must go back and fix them. What model is this? A. DevSecOps. B. Shift left. C. Waterfall. D. Agile. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Waterfall. Security is bolted on at the end. DevSecOps integrates security early. Shift left is the principle, not the model. Agile is a development methodology. Option A is incorrect because security is not integrated. Option B is incorrect because shift left is the principle. Option D is incorrect because Agile is not the model. So the correct answer is C. Now, let me ask you another question. A company integrates security tests into its CI/CD pipeline. Every code commit triggers automated security scans. Vulnerabilities are found and fixed early. What model is this? A. Waterfall. B. DevSecOps. C. Traditional. D. Sequential. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. DevSecOps. Security is integrated early into the pipeline. Waterfall bolts security on at the end. Traditional is not a model. Sequential is another term for waterfall. Option A is incorrect because security is not at the end. Option C is incorrect because traditional is not a model. Option D is incorrect because sequential is waterfall. So the correct answer is B. Now a third question. A company finds a critical vulnerability in production. The cost to fix it is $50,000. If the same vulnerability had been found during design, it would have cost $1,000. What does this illustrate? A. DevSecOps is expensive. B. Shift left saves money. C. Waterfall is fast. D. Security is unnecessary. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Shift left saves money. Catching vulnerabilities early is exponentially cheaper. DevSecOps is not expensive, it saves money. Waterfall is not fast. Security is necessary. Option A is incorrect because DevSecOps saves money. Option C is incorrect because waterfall is slow. Option D is incorrect because security is necessary. So the correct answer is B. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company adopts DevSecOps. They integrate SAST, DAST, and SCA into their CI/CD pipeline. However, developers are still resistant to security because they see it as slowing them down. What is the missing element? A. Better tools. B. More automation. C. Cultural change. Security must be seen as a shared responsibility. D. More expensive tools. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Cultural change. Security must be seen as a shared responsibility. The tools are in place, but the culture has not shifted. Option A is incorrect because tools are not the problem. Option B is incorrect because automation is already present. Option D is incorrect because cost is not the issue. So the correct answer is C. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, thinking that tools alone are enough. DevSecOps is about culture, not just tools. You must change the mindset of developers. Second, forgetting that shifting left is about process, not just technology. You must integrate security into every stage of development. Third, assuming that security slows down development. When integrated early, security speeds up delivery by preventing late-stage rework. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, integrate security into every stage of development. Do not wait until the end. Second, automate security tests in the CI/CD pipeline. Make security part of the development process. Third, build a culture of shared responsibility. Security is not the security team's job alone. It is everyone's job. Let me talk about one of the most misunderstood concepts in cloud security. The shared responsibility model. Many organizations assume that when they move to the cloud, the provider handles everything. That is a dangerous assumption. The cloud provider secures the infrastructure. You secure what you put in it. Let me define the shared responsibility model across the 3 main cloud service models. Infrastructure as a service, IaaS. In IaaS, the provider secures the physical hardware, facilities, and the hypervisor. The customer is responsible for everything above that, the operating system, the network, the applications, and the data. Examples include AWS EC2 and Azure Virtual Machines. Platform as a Service, PaaS. In PaaS, the provider secures the hardware, facilities, hypervisor, and the operating system. The customer is responsible for the applications and the data. Examples include AWS Elastic Beanstalk and Azure App Services. Software as a Service, SaaS. In SaaS, the provider secures everything: hardware, facilities, hypervisor, operating system, middleware, and the application. The customer is responsible only for data access and identity management. Examples include Office 365 and Salesforce. Here is the golden rule. You can outsource the technical function, but you can never outsource the ultimate accountability and liability for your data. If your customer data is breached, regulators and customers will hold you responsible. Not the cloud provider. The provider may have contractual liability, but you carry the reputational and regulatory risk. From a business perspective, this means you must understand your responsibilities in the shared responsibility model. You must configure your cloud resources securely. You must manage access controls. You must encrypt your data. You must monitor for misconfigurations. Now, let me ask you a question. A company uses AWS EC2 to host a web application. The company is responsible for patching the operating system. What cloud service model is this? A. SaaS. B. PaaS. C. IaaS. D. FaaS. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. IaaS. In IaaS, the customer is responsible for the operating system. In PaaS, the provider patches the OS. In SaaS, the provider patches everything. FaaS is a subset of PaaS. Option A is incorrect because SaaS includes the application. Option B is incorrect because PaaS includes the OS. Option D is incorrect because FaaS is a subset of PaaS. So the correct answer is C. Now, let me ask you another question. A company uses Office 365 for email and collaboration. The provider manages the application and infrastructure. The company manages access controls and data. What cloud service model is this? A. IaaS. B. PaaS. C. SaaS. D. On-premises. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. SaaS. The provider manages everything except data access and identity. IaaS and PaaS would require the customer to manage more. On-premises would mean the company manages everything. Option A is incorrect because IaaS requires more customer responsibility. Option B is incorrect because PaaS requires more customer responsibility. Option D is incorrect because on-premises is not cloud. So the correct answer is C. Now a third question. A company stores customer data in a cloud database, PaaS. The provider secures the hardware, hypervisor, and database management system. A vulnerability in the customer's application allows SQL injection that exfiltrates data. Who is accountable? A. The cloud provider. B. The customer. C. Both equally. D. The attacker. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. The customer. The customer is accountable for their application. The provider has no control over the customer's code. The golden rule applies, accountability stays with the data owner. Option A is incorrect because the provider is not responsible for the application. Option C is incorrect because the customer bears the primary accountability. Option D is incorrect because the attacker is not accountable to the customers. So the correct answer is B. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company uses a SaaS application for HR management. The SaaS provider has a breach that exposes employee data. The provider had a vulnerability in their application. Who is accountable to the employees? A. The SaaS provider. B. The company that uses the SaaS application. C. Both equally. D. Neither. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. The company that uses the SaaS application. The company holds the employee relationship. The company is accountable for the data. The golden rule applies, accountability stays with the data owner. Option A is incorrect because the provider may have liability, but accountability rests with the customer. Option C is incorrect because accountability is not equally shared. Option D is incorrect because someone is accountable. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, assuming the cloud provider is responsible for everything. The shared responsibility model divides responsibilities. Know your part. Second, forgetting that accountability cannot be outsourced. You can outsource the technical function, but not the liability. Third, ignoring cloud misconfigurations. Misconfigurations are a leading cause of cloud breaches. The provider secures the infrastructure. You secure your configurations. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, read the shared responsibility documentation for your cloud provider. Understand what they secure and what you secure. Second, implement strong access controls and encryption. These are your responsibilities. Third, monitor your cloud configurations continuously. Misconfigurations are your risk, not the provider's. Let me talk about 2 concepts that are often confused. Awareness and training. They are not the same. Understanding the difference is critical for building a strong security culture. Let me define each one clearly. Awareness is about changing the baseline culture. It is about making security part of everyone's mindset. Awareness activities are broad and general. They apply to everyone in the organization. Examples include security posters, phishing simulations, and email reminders. Awareness says, think before you click. Training is about building specific, role-based skills. Training is targeted and practical. It teaches employees the exact procedures they need to follow in their specific job function. Examples include training for developers on secure coding, training for HR on handling sensitive data, and training for incident responders on using specific tools. Training says, here is how you do this securely. Here is a key insight. A decrease in reported incidents does not mean you are secure. It may mean your culture is closed. Employees are not reporting because they fear blame. An increase in user-reported phishing is the best leading indicator of a healthy, vigilant security culture. When employees report suspicious emails, it means they are engaged and confident. They are not afraid to speak up. From a business perspective, this means you must invest in both awareness and training. Awareness builds the culture. Training builds the skills. They work together. Now, let me ask you a question. A company sends a weekly email to all employees with security tips and a link to a phishing simulation. What is this? A. Training. B. Awareness. C. Education. D. Certification. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Awareness. Awareness activities are broad and general. They build culture. Training is role-specific. Education is deeper. Certification is formal recognition. Option A is incorrect because training is role-specific. Option C is incorrect because education is deeper. Option D is incorrect because certification is formal. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me ask you another question. A company provides secure coding training to its developers. The training covers specific vulnerabilities and how to fix them. What is this? A. Awareness. B. Training. C. Culture. D. Policy. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Training. Training is role-specific and practical. Awareness is broad and general. Culture is the overall environment. Policy is a document. Option A is incorrect because awareness is broad. Option C is incorrect because culture is the environment. Option D is incorrect because policy is a document. So the correct answer is B. Now a third question. A company notices that the number of reported phishing emails has increased. Some managers are concerned that this indicates a problem. What should the security team explain? A. The increase is a bad sign. B. The increase is a leading indicator of a healthy security culture. C. The employees are not trained. D. The phishing simulations are too frequent. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. The increase is a leading indicator of a healthy security culture. When employees report phishing, it means they are engaged and vigilant. Option A is incorrect because an increase in reporting is a good sign. Option C is incorrect because it does not indicate a lack of training. Option D is incorrect because the frequency is not the issue. So the correct answer is B. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company has strong awareness programs and role-based training. However, employees are still falling for sophisticated phishing attacks. What is the most likely missing element? A. More awareness. B. More training. C. A culture of psychological safety where employees are not afraid to report and ask questions. D. More phishing simulations. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C, a culture of psychological safety where employees are not afraid to report and ask questions. If employees do not feel safe reporting mistakes, they will not report suspicious emails. Awareness and training are important, but without psychological safety, they are less effective. Option A is incorrect because more awareness may not help. Option B is incorrect because training is already in place. Option D is incorrect because more simulations may not address the root cause. So the correct answer is C. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, confusing awareness with training. Awareness is broad. Training is role-specific. They are not the same. Second, measuring success by a decrease in incidents. A decrease in incidents may mean your culture is closed, not that you are secure. Measure reporting, not just incidents. Third, forgetting that psychological safety is essential. If employees fear blame, they will not report mistakes. Create a culture where reporting is encouraged. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, invest in both awareness and training. Awareness builds culture. Training builds skills. Second, track reporting metrics. An increase in user-reported phishing is a sign of a healthy culture. Third, create a culture of psychological safety. Encourage reporting without fear of blame. Let me talk about a risk that many organizations overlook. Third-party risk. You cannot outsource accountability, but you can outsource operations. When you bring in a vendor, you are bringing in their risks as well. You must manage that risk. Let me walk you through 3 key areas of third-party risk management. Right to audit and SOC reports. The principle is, trust but verify. You cannot just trust a vendor's word. You need independent assurance. SOC 2 Type 2 reports provide that assurance. A SOC 2 Type 2 report covers a period of time and tests the operating effectiveness of controls. It gives you confidence that the vendor's controls are working. Your contract must include the right to audit. Without it, you have no way to verify the vendor's security posture. Incident response SLAs. You need strict notification timelines. If a vendor has a breach, you need to know about it immediately. Define SLAs in the contract. For example, notify us within 24 hours of confirming a breach. Do not accept vague language. Delayed notification can make a breach much worse. The exit strategy. You must prevent vendor lock-in. Include mandated data portability in the contract. Ensure you can get your data back in a usable format. Also include forensic destruction clauses. When the contract ends, the vendor must securely destroy your data and provide proof of destruction. Here is the golden rule. You can outsource the technical function, but you can never outsource the ultimate accountability and liability for your data. If a vendor has a breach, your customers will still blame you. From a business perspective, this means you must vet vendors before you sign a contract. You must include security provisions in the contract. And you must monitor vendors continuously. Now, let me ask you a question. A company signs a contract with a cloud vendor. The contract includes a clause allowing the company to request evidence of the vendor's security controls. What is this clause called? A. SLA. B. NDA. C. Right to audit. D. MAU. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Right to audit. The right to audit gives the company the authority to verify the vendor's security posture. SLA is about performance. NDA is about confidentiality. MOU is a memorandum of understanding. Option A is incorrect because SLA is about performance. Option B is incorrect because NDA is about confidentiality. Option D is incorrect because MOU is a memorandum. So the correct answer is C. Now, let me ask you another question. A company requires a vendor to report any security incident within 24 hours of confirmation. What is this requirement called? A. Right to audit. B. Incident response SLA. C. NDA. D. MAU. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Incident response SLA. The SLA defines the notification timeline. Right to audit is about verification. NDA is about confidentiality. MOU is a memorandum. Option A is incorrect because right to audit is about verification. Option C is incorrect because NDA is about confidentiality. Option D is incorrect because MOU is a memorandum. So the correct answer is B. Now a third question. A company is ending a contract with a vendor. The contract requires the vendor to securely destroy all data and provide proof of destruction. What is this clause called? A. Right to audit. B. Incident response SLA. C. Forensic destruction clause. D. NDA. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Forensic destruction clause. This clause ensures data is securely destroyed at the end of the contract. Right to audit is about verification. Incident response SLA is about notification. NDA is about confidentiality. Option A is incorrect because right to audit is about verification. Option B is incorrect because SLA is about performance. Option D is incorrect because NDA is about confidentiality. So the correct answer is C. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company signs a contract with a vendor. The contract includes a right to audit, an incident response SLA, and a forensic destruction clause. However, the company does not exercise the right to audit for 2 years. The vendor has a breach that exposes customer data. What is the most likely root cause? A. The contract was not strong enough. B. The company did not verify the vendor's controls. Trust is not enough, you must verify. C. The vendor is malicious. D. The SLA was too strict. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. The company did not verify the vendor's controls. The right to audit is useless if you do not exercise it. You cannot just trust the vendor, you must verify. Option A is incorrect because the contract was strong. Option C is incorrect because malice is not the most likely cause. Option D is incorrect because the SLA was not the issue. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, assuming that a signed contract means the vendor is secure. A contract is not a control. You must verify. Second, forgetting to exercise the right to audit. If you do not use it, it is useless. Third, ignoring the exit strategy. You must plan for the end of the contract. Data portability and destruction clauses are essential. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, include the right to audit in every vendor contract. And use it. Second, define strict incident response SLAs. Know when you will be notified. Third, plan the exit strategy before you sign the contract. Include data portability and forensic destruction clauses. Let me talk about how you keep the business running when things go wrong. Continuity and resiliency are about surviving disruptions. 2 metrics define your recovery strategy, RPO and RTO. Let me define each one with a concrete example. Recovery Point Objective, RPO. This is the maximum acceptable data loss. It defines how much data you can afford to lose. It is measured in time. RPO dictates your backup frequency strategy. The shorter the RPO, the more frequent the backups. Here is an example. A company processes credit card transactions. The business says, we cannot afford to lose more than 5 minutes of transaction data. That means the RPO is 5 minutes. The IT team must back up transaction logs at least every 5 minutes. If the system crashes at 2 p.m. and the last backup was at 1:55 p.m., the company loses 5 minutes of data. That is acceptable. If the last backup was at 1:30 p.m., the company loses 30 minutes of data. That exceeds the RPO and is unacceptable. Recovery Time Objective (RTO). This is the maximum acceptable downtime. It defines how long you can afford to be without the system. It is measured in time. RTO dictates your recovery site selection. A short RTO requires a hot site. A longer RTO may allow a cold site. Here is an example. An e-commerce company says, "We cannot afford to be offline for more than 2 hours during peak shopping season." That means the RTO is 2 hours. The IT team must have a recovery strategy that brings the system back online within 2 hours. This would require a hot site or a warm site with fast recovery capabilities. If the system is down for 4 hours, the company has exceeded its RTO and may lose revenue and customer trust. Here is the key insight. RPO is about data loss. RTO is about downtime. They are independent. You can have a short RPO and a long RTO, or vice versa. But both must be aligned with business requirements. Incident response. When an incident occurs, containment is step 1. During an APT, containment prevents lateral movement. You isolate the affected systems. You stop the bleeding. Only after containment do you move to eradication and recovery. Post-incident reviews. Post-incident reviews must focus on systemic gaps, not human blame. You do not ask, "Who made a mistake?" You ask, "Why did the system allow this mistake to happen?" Focus on fixing the process, not punishing the person. From a business perspective, RPO and RTO drive investment. They determine how much you spend on backups, recovery sites, and incident response capabilities. Now, let me ask you a question. A company backs up its database every hour. What is the RPO? A. 1 hour. B. 24 hours. C. 1 minute. D. It depends on the disaster. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is a 1 hour. The RPO is the maximum acceptable data loss. If you back up every hour, you can afford to lose up to 1 hour of data. Option B is incorrect because 24 hours would require daily backups. Option C is incorrect because 1 minute would require backups every minute. Option D is incorrect because RPO is defined by backup frequency. So the correct answer is A. Now, let me ask you another question. A company has an RTO of 4 hours. Which recovery site is most appropriate? A. Cold site. B. Warm site. C. Hot site. D. No site. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is C. Hot site. A 4-hour RTO is aggressive. A hot site can restore operations in minutes. A cold site takes days. A warm site takes hours to days. Option A is incorrect because cold sites take days. Option B is incorrect because warm sites take hours to days. Option D is incorrect because a site is needed. So the correct answer is C. Now a third question. An incident response team focuses on identifying systemic gaps, not blaming individuals. What is this approach called? A. Blame culture. B. Blameless postmortem. C. Finger pointing. D. Individual accountability. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Blameless postmortem. A blameless postmortem focuses on process, not people. It asks, why did the system allow this, not, who made the mistake. Option A is incorrect because blame culture is the opposite. Option C is incorrect because finger pointing is the opposite. Option D is incorrect because individual accountability is not the focus. So the correct answer is B. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company has an RPO of 15 minutes and an RTO of 2 hours. They implement a hot site and backup every hour. The hot site restores within 1 hour. However, the last backup was 55 minutes ago. How much data is lost? A. 15 minutes. B. 55 minutes. C. 1 hour. D. 2 hours. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. 55 minutes. The RPO is 15 minutes, meaning the company can afford to lose up to 15 minutes of data. However, the actual data loss is determined by the time between the last backup and the disaster. If the last backup was 55 minutes ago, the actual data loss is 55 minutes. This exceeds the RPO. The company has a problem. Option A is incorrect because the RPO is 15 minutes, but the actual loss is 55 minutes. Option C is incorrect because the loss is not the full hour. Option D is incorrect because the loss is not 2 hours. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, confusing RPO with RTO. RPO is about data loss. RTO is about downtime. They are not the same. Second, forgetting that RPO and RTO must be aligned with business requirements. The business decides how much data they can lose and how long they can wait. Third, focusing on blame instead of process in post-incident reviews. Fix the process, not the person. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, define RPO and RTO for each critical system. Align them with business requirements. Second, test your backups and recovery regularly. A backup that has never been tested is not a backup. Third, conduct blameless postmortems. Focus on systemic gaps, not human error. Let me talk about how you measure what matters. You cannot manage what you cannot measure. But not all measurements are useful. You need to distinguish between lagging indicators and leading indicators. And you need to focus on key risk indicators that drive action. Let me define each one. Lagging indicators. These tell you what already happened. They look in the rearview mirror. They are useful for history, but poor for strategy. Examples include, we had 5 breaches last quarter. That is a lagging indicator. It tells you what happened, but it does not help you prevent future breaches. It is like looking at your speedometer after you have already crashed. It tells you what went wrong, but too late to do anything about it. Leading indicators. These predict future outcomes. They look through the windshield. They enable proactive risk management. Examples include, rising patch compliance. That is a leading indicator. It tells you that your vulnerability risk is decreasing. Another example, increased phishing reports. That is a leading indicator. It tells you that your security culture is improving. Leading indicators allow you to take action before an incident occurs. Key risk indicators, KRIs. KRIs are a specific type of leading indicator. They are metrics that measure changes in risk exposure. They answer the question, are we at risk? KRIs are forward-looking. They give you early warning. They allow you to act before a risk materializes into an incident. For example, consider the following KRIs, time to patch critical vulnerabilities. If this time is increasing, your risk of exploitation is increasing. This is a KRI. It tells you that your vulnerability management process is failing and you need to act. Number of failed login attempts. A sudden spike in failed login attempts may indicate a brute force attack. This is a KRI. It alerts you to a potential threat before it succeeds. Percentage of employees who failed the phishing simulation. If this percentage is high, your risk of a successful phishing attack is high. This is a KRI. It tells you that you need to invest more in awareness and training. Volume of data being transferred to external IP addresses. A sudden increase may indicate data exfiltration. This is a KRI. It alerts you to a potential breach in progress. The key characteristic of a KRI is that it is actionable. If you cannot act on it, it is not a KRI. It is just noise. A KRI must drive a business decision or reallocation of resources. Here is the core concept. KRIs must be tied strictly to the criticality of information. A metric is only actionable if it drives a business decision or reallocation of resources. If you cannot act on it, it is just noise. From a business perspective, this means you must focus on KRIs that matter. Do not measure everything. Measure what drives decisions. Now, let me ask you a question. A company tracks the number of phishing emails reported by employees. The number has increased by 20% this quarter. What type of indicator is this? A. Lagging indicator. B. Leading indicator, KRI. C. Compliance metric. D. Financial metric. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Leading indicator, KRI. Increased phishing reports predict a healthier security culture. They are forward-looking. Lagging indicators look backward. Compliance and financial metrics are different categories. Option A is incorrect because leading indicators look forward. Option C is incorrect because compliance metrics are about adherence. Option D is incorrect because financial metrics are about money. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me ask you another question. A company reports that it had 3 security incidents last quarter. What type of indicator is this? A. Leading indicator. B. Lagging indicator. C. Predictive metric. D. Risk tolerance metric. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Lagging indicator. It tells you what already happened. It is in the rearview mirror. Leading indicators look forward. Predictive metrics look forward. Risk tolerance metrics are about limits. Option A is incorrect because leading indicators look forward. Option C is incorrect because predictive metrics look forward. Option D is incorrect because risk tolerance metrics are about limits. So the correct answer is B. Now a third question. A company tracks the time to patch critical vulnerabilities. The time has increased from 3 days to 10 days. What is this, and what should the company do? A. Lagging indicator, ignore it. B. Leading indicator, KRI, risk is increasing, investigate and act. C. Lagging indicator, report it to the board. D. Leading indicator, risk is decreasing. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B. Leading indicator, KRI, risk is increasing, investigate and act. The increase in patch time is a leading indicator that vulnerability risk is growing. The company should investigate why patch time is increasing and take corrective action. Option A is incorrect because it is not lagging. Option C is incorrect because it is not lagging. Option D is incorrect because the risk is increasing, not decreasing. So the correct answer is B. Now, if you are ready, here is a more challenging question. A company has the following metrics. 1. Number of security incidents last quarter, 5. 2. Time to apply critical patches, decreased by 30%. 3. Number of phishing reports, increased by 40%. 4. Percentage of employees who completed security training, 95%. Which metrics are leading indicators, KRIs? A. 1 and 4. B. 2 and 3. C. 1 and 2. D. 3 and 4. Pause the video, think about your answer, then come back. The correct answer is B, 2 and 3. Patch time decreasing is a leading indicator of reduced vulnerability risk. Phishing reports increasing is a leading indicator of improved security culture. Option A is incorrect because incidents are lagging and training completion is not a risk indicator. Option C is incorrect because incidents are lagging. Option D is incorrect because training completion is not a risk indicator. So the correct answer is B. Now, let me share 3 traps that even experienced managers fall into. First, focusing only on lagging indicators. Lagging indicators tell you what happened. They do not help you prevent incidents. Second, measuring too many metrics. If you measure everything, you measure nothing. Focus on what drives decisions. Third, forgetting that metrics must be tied to business value. A metric is only useful if it helps you make better decisions. Here are 3 tips to lock this in. First, focus on leading indicators. They help you predict and prevent incidents. Second, measure what drives decisions. If you cannot act on a metric, stop tracking it. Third, tie metrics to business value. Show the board how your metrics drive better business outcomes. We have covered a lot in this video. Strategy versus projects versus programs. The real cost of risk. Enterprise architecture frameworks. The friction versus security balance. The control matrix. The types of controls. PKI hierarchy. Shifting left with DevSecOps. The golden rule of the cloud. Awareness versus training. Third-party risk management. Continuity and resiliency metrics. And key risk indicators. Let me bring everything together with one final thought. Information security is not a technology function. It is a strategic business enabler. It is not about firewalls and encryption. It is about enabling the business to achieve its objectives safely. The goal is never zero risk. Zero risk is impossible. The goal is managing risk to empower the enterprise to move faster, safely. It is about finding the sweet spot between security and friction. It is about balancing protection and productivity. The program is a journey, not a static destination. You do not reach a point where you are done with security. The threat landscape evolves. The business evolves. Your security program must evolve with it. It is a continuous cycle of assessment, improvement, and adaptation. Let me leave you with 3 final principles. First, align security with business strategy. If your security program does not enable the business to achieve its objectives, it has failed. Security is not a cost center. It is a business enabler. Second, think in terms of risk, not just threats. Threats are everywhere. You cannot protect against all of them. Focus on managing risk to an acceptable level. Use ALE to quantify risk. Use KRIs to monitor it. Third, build a program, not just a collection of tools. A security program is the ongoing collection of people, processes, and technology. It is not a set of projects. It is a continuous capability. Take this mindset into your exam and into your career. Think like a leader. Speak the language of the business. Build security programs that enable the organization to achieve its objectives. That is what CSM is about. That is what security program management is about. That is what leadership is about. Good luck on your exam. I will see you in the next video.